Hello and welcome to the Inner Wisdom channel. I'm Robin Lynn. I've had a bit of a cold this week, so I might sound a bit different. Just trying to shake it off. It's because we've had some really cold weather here. Alright, to my Divine Mother, Father, God, come into this reading. Let us know what we need to know about our world and what's going on around us, what we need to see and take on board, have some insight and for this reading for the full moon in Aquarius. The full moon's all about completion, illumination, release. What do we need to know at this time? Oh, I'll try not to. Oh, gotta get that insight there so you can actually see it properly. How's it going? Yep, it's looking good. There we go. In the beginning row, we have the Three of Pentacles. You're being acknowledged for something that you've done well. So at the moment, something's going well. And you've realized that you have more control in your world than you thought you had. You're realizing that you are the creator of your universe by focusing on what you want and what you don't want. And it may have taken you a little bit of time to come to that understanding. It wasn't handed to you on a plate. It was through actual experience that you've been doing along the way. So people are starting to recognize, I think it's from you seeing your worth that people are starting to recognize your worth, and they are starting to repay you in comments and just different ways. You're getting repaid. You're being seen for who you are and what you've been putting in, the work that you've been putting into what it is you've been doing. And it might be work like to do at work, or it might be to do with a side hustle you're doing, or it might be just to do with your family. And so it's well earned. You've had a few bruises and batters along the way to get there, but you're finally beginning to understand this creator. You're the creator of your universe. You co-create with the divine, and it's about focusing on what you want and being grateful for what you have. And in the past, something's been keeping you up. Something's been keeping you up, like just going round and round in your head. Something just going round and round, and you have realized that through, so with the Seven of Swords, it's about seeing things in a way that wasn't helpful to you. You saw something in a sense that someone was taking something away from you when really they weren't. So it's a change in perception is what's going to stop the going round and round your head. And it's also about that the Knight of Cups, whether it's somebody else in your life that is showing you slow and steady wins the race, with the managing your emotions, but also putting that love into yourself. So when you realize that you are worthy and you're starting to own that emotionally, and that so the fear is not driving you, then you can change the way around that you see. Change things, what you see, change your perception, and this will stop this going round and round in your head, because that round and round in your head is, a lot of it is just old patterns that are coming up to be released, and the best way to release them is to stop focusing on them. And then we've got the star. You've been wishing for something, and the way to get there is to have that King of Swords mind that just knows that there's that kind of knowingness, that you can see the King of Swords sitting up there. He doesn't look bothered by the clouds in the sky. He knows that sun is always there. That clear blue sky is always there. Behind the clouds, it's there. And that's the place to get to clear the mind, to have that feeling that that you are beyond the stuff that's happening to you. You're greater than the stuff that's happening to you. And that's the passion that comes in. Once you know that, you get flooded with passion and creativity of all that you can create and all that you can be. And then you can wish big upon that star. You have to cut through the self-criticism. You've got to leave that behind, leave that it's beneath you, leave it where it belongs in the dirt, and look up to the stars and look up to that blue sky, and realize that with it's that clarity where things get created, and you create from that place. And when you get to that place of clarity, there might be someone in your life that is like that, and you can use that as an example. When you get to that place of clarity, that's when, or that place of stillness, I should say as well, that place of stillness, that's when you get handed these ideas, you have all these aha moments and all these insights coming in. Then you can wish upon the star, because you've got one foot on the ground, and your hands in the stars, your head in the stars, and you can start heading in that direction, but you're still grounded. You know who you are. It's not ego driven. It's coming from a place of authenticity. It's coming from a place of you want to express yourself as fully as you can to who you are, the truth of your inner being. And the next row, the King of Cups, he doesn't get put off by other people around him, other people's dramas. He's not put off by that. He can easily show compassion, but he doesn't come down to the level of the drama around him. He's risen above that. You can see he's sitting there with confidence. He doesn't get dragged down by other people's emotions and other people's opinions. He knows who he is in himself, and he can sit there and just view what's going on around him with clarity. And with that, you can look out further beyond the comfort zone that you've been sitting in. Watch, though, you don't get caught up in people around you putting you on a pedestal, because it can be that the ego will step in, and when you're up high on a pedestal, there's only one way to go, and that's to fall off it and hit the ground again. So remember that groundedness of the star. Keep one foot on the ground and one, keep your head in the stars, but there's one foot on the ground, and you need to keep it in reality, keep it in within the context of where we're living. We live here on earth, so you create within that context, but so you walk on the earth, in the realm of the earth, but knowing that you've come from somewhere else. So it's that being and that human, the in-between. You're the in-between. So just, I think it's saying to keep your head on your shoulders, and don't get too high on your high horse. The reversal of the Six of Wands, and not getting caught in anyone's dramas, and through that you'll be able to see a greater opportunities, but you'll have a greater view of what's possible and where you might want to go, because looking out on the horizon, that's how you draw it to you. You look out and see what's possible, and then it starts coming to you, because you start closing that gap of taking the steps on the journey to get there, and that horizon comes to you as well, so you meet in the middle. So hopefully that's made some sense along the way. I will draw some clarification cards. And we're at a time, so it's the full moon's in Aquarius. And Aquarius is about big goals, like not even just big goals, but about resources, and getting to the bottom of new systems, and those bigger picture things about the whole world, fixing the whole world. Of course, the full moon, like I said, is about completion, and letting go of things that haven't helped you, or won't continue. They've helped you to get you to where you are now, but they're not going to. You're not needed any further. Like the canoe, it's helped you get across the river, but when you get to the other side, you don't need your canoe anymore. So I like watching Pam Gregory, and she was just saying about this time, especially this time in July. She was saying it was very much a time to decide, and this is just in my paraphrasing, you can listen to it yourself and see what you get out of it, but to me it was a time to decide. Like we've heard from the prophecies. I used to listen to Greg Braden 20 years ago. He talked about this is a time that was prophesized in the Indian traditions, the Hopi traditions, and they would say at this time it's a choice point. We come to a choice point at this time, and 2026 is a choice point, and we need to choose what we want the new earth to be, so we can continue on the way that we are at the moment, which is fear and a lot of chaos and what do you call it? Not destruction, but as in fighting and wars, and we can continue that way on that very 3D kind of level where it's almost an eye for an eye. You did that to me, I'll do that to you, kind of way, which is very low level of being, and we continue on that by buying into it, and we buy into it by our energy, what we let our vibration come to. And if we watch that news with all the, all the dilemmas on it, and all the stuff that's going on at the moment, this is too much to even mention. But we buy into it by letting our energy get to that level and letting our energy become that. And the other choice is raising our vibration. And, no doubt if you're on this channel, you've heard that many times before. But our choice is with our vibration. So if we raise our vibration and see the other possibilities, there's other possibilities that we may not even thought of, but there's higher choices, and we can go for that heaven on earth type scenario by raising our vibration to what else is possible. So this is a very much a point in history to choose, make your choice, and what do you stand for? What do you want your life to be about? And it's not about just saying it anymore. The words are not enough. It's walking your talk. You've got to become that vibration. Don't look out and blame others for not being it. It's you have to be it. You have to be the example in the world. So, okay, with that said, I'm taking a card from the 7 Oracles energies from Colette Baron Reed. Oracle of the 7 energies. I've got to read it properly. Okay, Father, Mother, God, what do we need as a confirming card from the 7 oracles? We got the time machine, okay, and of course our soul coaching cards. I just like those. I'm always gravitated towards these ones. I just like the simple but meaningful message that they have from, these are the ones from Denise Lynn. I've done courses with both these ladies. I treat them both as my mentors, even though they don't know me, but I feel like I know them well, having travelled with them, doing some time in their courses. Inspiration. Okay, let's have a look. I have my glasses right here. This is handy. Okay, we'll go for the soul coaching inspiration cards first. What is the meaning of this inspiration? What do we need to know? It's cold, it's flying hard to turn the pages. Okay, here we go. We've got inspiration. The card meaning: be open to divine inspiration. You inspire others. Immense creativity, motivation, and energy are expanding in your life. There you go. That does relate to that. Just be open to that inspiration, because you have that creativity in you. So your soul wants you to know life without the fire of new ideas is dull and separates you from all that's sacred. Creativity and inspiration are, in fact, receptivity, being open to the Creator, even if the motivation that occurs seems unusual or strange. Welcome new ideas and fresh ways of viewing the world. Open yourself up to that deep, flowing wellspring of visions, ideas, and intuition that dwell within you. Through the morning mist, the golden light of sunset, and the wind in the trees, the gentle thoughts at the edge of your mind, let God's wonderful ideas stimulate, enliven, enrich, and revitalize you. I think that's what's being called for in there, in that message there, is you are the creator, and you get to create by stepping out of the box that we put ourselves in of old thoughts and old way of thinking, those stale thoughts that have been going around for how many years inside our heads, 20, 30, 40 years, we're thinking the same thing. There was something I was doing today, I can't remember what it was. I was writing some notes, and I love writing notes, and just the feeling of the pen and the paper, it just seems to help me cognize all the ideas and really let it sink in. And I was thinking that probably came from, when I was at school, and whether it's still useful to me or not. I mean, I could easily change the way I do it, but it would have come from being at school and having to write notes when you're studying and learning for a test, cramming it all in for the test, and you write it all down, and it stayed with me for all those years. And this is a time to see, whether those things that you're doing from the past, are they still helpful to you? I feel it's still helpful to me. There was something else that I was thinking that my mum did. I can't remember what it was, and I'm thinking I have done that because that's what my mum used to do. And it's about evaluating, is it still useful to do that? Is it still helping you, or is it hindering you? And this is the time to ask and leave anything behind that may be hindering you. I'm just going to find my book for the 7 energies. It's called Time Machine. It's number 5. Yes, but we're not going to find those new ideas in old thinking, in old ways of thinking. The new ideas of inspiration aren't going to come to you from going over and over and over and over and over something, and like beating a dead horse and trying to get it to do something. It's not going to come from that. It's going to come from you viewing the world and yourself differently, with softer and loving thoughts. And then that's where, within that stillness and that accepting the world as it is, the new thoughts will come. Okay, it must be, Time Machine must be number 3 and not number 5. Here we have found it. Key concepts, inherited patterns, conditioning, lessons already learned, cellular memory, and honouring the past without being trapped there. Oh, I think this sounds very on par with what we've just been talking about. We rely on stories we inherit from our ancestors, our families, our culture, and the world around us to construct a map of our reality. As we develop new stories in life, we build on those old foundations, repair them where we can, or tear them down to begin again. The best and most powerful traits and experiences of your ancestors are yours to integrate into your life so that you don't have to revisit their hardships or rectify their mistakes. You have a magical map with which to navigate your current circumstances. Look to your past for answers now. Ask yourself, in this situation, what can I learn from those who came before me? What traits can I emulate in order to move through this challenge with wisdom? How can I build on what I already know and integrate this understanding? What might I do differently? Sometimes you walk blindly into traps set in the past. Perhaps you couldn't see that you were repeating a pattern until you were well in it. The best course of action here is to rest, practice self-compassion, and make a conscious choice to do something differently next time. Clarity will come. Remember that if you do what you always did, you'll get what you always got. History repeats itself only if you allow it. The most important thing is that you are becoming aware. You can make different choices regarding how you respond to life right now. Yes, things can be awkward and uncomfortable as old hurts are revealed and new solutions are attempted. This is the time it's right for change. So keep going. Every step is important. Allies will rally, but in the end, you are the one you've been searching for. One day you'll remember how beautiful this new story was just around the corner. Ah, yes, take on that last line. One day you will remember how your beautiful new story was just around the corner. And that's what I was saying about this new earth. That beautiful new beginning is just around the corner. That new story is just there, but we have to bring it into life. And we're the ones that are bringing it into life. And which path are you going to take? Are you going to take the old road, those old hurts, those old injustices, feeling the blame and complaining and the old way of doing things? That seems very heavy and not very helpful. It hasn't helped me anyway. So I'm letting that go, and I'm choosing that new path, that higher reality that comes about from the lighter vibration, being able to vibrate in a lighter sense, leaving the heaviness behind. And I think that's what the choice point where we're at now. Are we going to relive all those heavy vibrations of the past and go through that story again, only to have to learn the same thing? Or are we going to take the learnings that we have already learnt from going through that heaviness, and are we going to shed that and realize we can move up into a new level, a new story, a new chapter of the story? We're learning to move into the light, becoming the light. Yeah, so which road do you want to take? And it's all your choice. No one can tell you what to do. You get to choose your vibration every day. And every day is a new day, and you can choose a new vibration and a new day. And what will you do? And that's very, very much been the message here. Those old stories just weigh you down. People are realizing that you are changing, and you're little by little, the work that you've done, you put in a lot of work, and you've been battered around a lot for experience. But now is the time you've realized, hey, you're becoming aware that you have the choice to change. And it's not reliant on circumstances or other people around you. You can choose to change without them agreeing, without them even knowing what you're up to. You can choose to change in ways that are more empowering for you. And what are you going to do? Are you going to be in control of your emotions and your mind? Are you going to align your emotions and your mind, your head and your heart? When we align those two things together, we create an incredible power, an incredible new story, where creators are now, creating just, things that are empowering and meaningful to us. So don't let anyone, attempt to put things in your mind that, well, it's said, don't let anyone live in your mind rent-free. Don't let them put things in your mind. There's lots of news and, fair stories and how the world's coming to an end. And, well, the world as we know it is definitely coming to an end. But, we have the ability to create that new story, the new earth, that new vision. Hold dearly to that new vision, and don't let anyone try to steal it from you. Because these are the times that we've been talking about. This is such an important time. So do things like, I like what Pam Gregory says, do things that, your spiritual practice in the morning, or whenever is best for you, but in the morning's best for me, that's for sure. Do your daily meditation and read from your inspiring books that tell you to be all that you can be, and you can be in that empowering, and draw on those things to get you through the day, and take your little pauses during the day, the little pauses of stillness, because the world around you will tell you you have to hurry to get to the end. But where is the end? The only place is now. So take what you want from this. If you have got some inspiration from it, don't forget to push the like button and share it with others if you feel there's something of value what you want to pass on to others. And we look forward to seeing you next time. This is the reading for the full moon in Aquarius. All the best, and may you have many blessings for these next couple of weeks. Love and light to you all. Bye for now.